have a affection for. His name is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. On Dash Radio, his son used to play there. He got screwed too, so it's not just an anomaly dealing with this coach down here. The University of Louisville lost 4 slots from last week. They are 11-2. They are the number 17 in the nation. Big ups to them, man. Love to the Louisville Cardinals. Big ups to the Louisville Cardinals. The Baylor Bears. The Baylor Bears are 9-1 this season. They moved up 1 slot from number 7 to number 6. Big ups to the Baylor Bears. They're doing the damn thing. With that being said, I got the Ohio State Buckeyes dropping 3 slots after losing. They are number 5 in the nation. No shame in being number 5. I got the Oregon Ducks, aka Team Nike, shoots up 2 slots. From last week, they were 6. Now they're number 4. Big ups to the Oregon Ducks. Team Nike is in the building. University of Kansas doing the damn thing with Bill Selfless, a.k.a. Mike been snitching on somebody. That's just what I think. Kansas moved up 2 slots from number 5 to number 3. They moved up 2 slots. Big ups to them. The Blue Devils moved up 2 slots as well from 4 to 2. Coach K is doing the damn thing. Got a few injuries down there, but he seems to be getting it in order. Big up to Coach K. And even though they are a mid-major, or they used to be known as a mid-major, they're no longer a mid-major. They are the Gonzaga Bulldogs. I told y'all, they've been doing it for about 15 years. Big up to the Bulldogs, getting it in order. Much love. Thank you again. This is the End of the Bench Podcast, brought to you on Spreaker.com, on Built for This Network. I'm HRap B, and I want to thank each and every person in the chat room, and I want to thank everybody who's listening in the background, showing your man some love. I really appreciate it. Continue. Remember, most important, this is a podcast. AKA, for those who don't understand the difference in a show and a podcast, a show comes on once a week, and if you miss it, you never hear it again. It's in the stratosphere, but you can catch up with me on Built for This Network 24 hours a day. Me or my cohorts, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can catch up with us on Built for This Network on Spreaker.com. You can catch up with us on YouTube for Built for This Network. You can catch up with us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Castbox, Deezer, and Podcast Addict in the event that you have an Android. Otherwise, you can remember, you can listen to this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Tell a friend to join in and listen to Built for This Network and listen to the End of the Bench Podcast. I know it's early, but who do you think may make it to the Final Four? Oh, that's way too early, my main man said. That's way too early. I don't have a clue. But what I will tell you is this. I am sticking to my prediction came true last year, and I'm sticking to my guns in regards to that said. Smaller schools will continue to dominate simply because the reason I say smaller schools will dominate the NCAA basketball landscape is because continuity is king. We're going to talk about that when I talk about football in a second. Continuity is king. And what I mean by that, when you have people moving in the same direction and under the same coach in the same program over a number of years, you build up rapport. You know what each play, being a former basketball player yourself, you understand the importance of people knowing where your sweet spot is, knowing how to execute a game plan in these smaller schools. I'm going to give you a few names that you need to look out for. Gonzaga is one of those schools you need to look out for. Ohio State, even though it's a big school, they're not big, gigantic in the basketball world. Louisville, I identified that Louisville, out of the 15 players, 9 of them were underclassmen. 9 of them were upperclassmen. No sophomores in the rest, and then we had 4 freshmen. So what you're going to get is a litany of big-time programs with adults, meaning physically and mentally grown men going up against these 17, 18, 19-year-olds, and you got 22 to 24-year-olds playing against them who are comfortable in that system. So I need you to keep a lookout for teams like Butler, teams like Villanova, teams like San Diego State, teams like West Virginia, teams like Maryland, teams like Florida State, who have a litany of adults. No disrespect to younger people, but these people know their strength. They've been working in the system for a certain amount of years. They're comfortable with their coaching staff. They're comfortable with each other. That's why Virginia won last year, and that's why Texas Tech was playing them, because when you're comfortable, you have continuity, and continuity and comfortable breeds success. So keep your eye on the smaller schools, said, and because you said that, what I'm going to do next week is start like the Dayton Flyers, Texas Tech, as aforementioned, Wichita State. These are schools that I'm going to start identifying. I need people to pay attention to those teams, so the NCAA tournament will be a little more exciting. Next up is the Supreme Court has made a return. This is not only the end of the year, it is the end of the decade. The end of the decade, and what I'm going to do is give you 9 dope stories over the last 10 years that rocked sports in general. I'm seeing kids starting to stay home and stay in the state of Illinois and not going abroad and out of state schools. Big ups to the kids in the state of Illinois doing the damn thing, staying home. That's what we used to do when we used to dominate the U of I and DePaul University local schools in the building. Now, this is a story. The 9th story was a story that started at the beginning of the last decade, but it came to full cycle in 2010 when the Major League Baseball offered up they violated the agreement that them and the Major League Baseball Players Union made, and they leaked information from the Wells Report. What the Wells Report was because Major League Baseball was pretending to have their head in the sand, because we know they didn't have their head in the sand. They were pretending to have their heads in the sand and overlooking steroids because it made people pay attention to Major League Baseball again, with Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire hitting these home runs. But in 2010, the Wells Report was made a rule in Major League Baseball, and they are trying to use that rule to hold guys like Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and others, basically people who were not so friendly with the media, holding them out of baseball. This changed the landscape of baseball forever. Now we can pretend that it was only the hitters that were using steroids, but if you were throwing 85 miles per hour in 2006, and then in 2009 you're throwing 106 or 102, that sounds like a performance-enhancing drug to me. A lot of people overlook the fact that pitchers use this. I wonder why, because most pitchers don't look like me. Most pitchers don't look like Manny Ramirez. Most pitchers don't look like Big Papi. Most pitchers don't look like Barry Bonds. And they're the faces of the league. Is it racism? Hell yeah it is. Stop playing. You don't want to put dirt on your white cohorts or your white compadre's name or your white fellows, the people who you fellowship with in the media, because you go to the pictures and you get your big time stories and they give you chuckle with them. You didn't want to damage them, but you had no problem because people like Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, and others, they're disposable. You think a big time hitter comes on every few years, the big time pitchers don't. They're the face of the league. Therefore, people have swept this under the rug, but I'm not here to sweep a damn thing under the rug. The pitchers in trouble too. Next up, as I just said, the NCAA cave. That was this year. The NCAA cave, and that in 3 years. Get that, I'm a cave in 3 years. How about that? We're going to keep pimping you for the next 3 years. Shout out to RC for even bringing that word to the conversation today. Pimping is exactly what's going on. I'm a pimp, but they have caved, they have conceded, they have bent over just a tiny bit. They gonna let you rub their butt, they ain't gonna let you stick it in. But NCAA is making it eligible. They're not pimping, they're making it eligible in 3 years, 2022, that you as a college athlete, yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is, RC. That is Peach Demento in the background, getting it in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. they made it eligible for people to maximize their name. Listen to that. We're going to make it cool for you to use your name to earn money. Insane. Next up, number 7 story, if you ask me. The sports debate shows explode onto the United States of America, which actually gave birth to this show a little bit. And it made, if you ask me, it made the sports fan a little dumber. Because instead of arguing or having debates on actual points, all you do is Google stats and you talk to me and regurgitate the things that people like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith said instead of watching the game and being well informed. All you do is be a stat hound. So, yeah, it's kind of good that you got your man HRap B. I was going to do it anyway, and I'm not kidding. My mom, shout out to my mom in 2010. My late mom inspired me to do this before she took off. Big ups to my mom. But the number 7 story over the last 10 years is sports debate shows took over America and made the sports fan a whole lot dumber. No disrespect to sports fans out here listening to me. You listen to me because you don't want to be uninformed. You don't want to hear one side. You want to hear every side, and you make up your mind on what you believe. I always understand. Yes, these are my opinions. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm really not. I'm really not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to give you information, and then you look into it, and then you need to call in and say, yo, HRap, you sound dumb as hell. Or, hey, I agree with you, HRap. Thanks for putting me on today. That's all it's about. I'm not trying to change minds. I'm not a politician. All I am is a dude who loves sports and love to talk crazy. How about that? There go the number again. If you want to participate in the show, the number's right there. Oh, the number disappeared. Let me put it back here. Oh. Now, with that being said, the NCAA college football is in full effect. We had 2 games this weekend, and as usual, the brainwashed sports fans out there, the people who don't listen to the TEODB Podcast, they were out there doing what they do on Sports Talk Radio. The refs, they got me. The refs. Question. For anybody who watched, first of all, that first game, LSU versus Oklahoma, they could have let the Little Sisters of the Poor play LSU, and they got the exact same result. Maybe the Little Sisters of the Poor would score more, but I'm not even going to talk about that Oklahoma game, which I actually kind of like Oklahoma getting smoked because I don't like Skip Bayless. Yeah, it's personal. But the game, there was a game. Ohio State University, the Ohio State University versus the Clemson Tigers. One of the best games I've seen in a very long time. For the people who always complaining about the refs, I got one thing to ask you. Well, I got 2 things to ask you. When you guys complain about the refs in the NBA, the NCAA, or whatever, NFL, Major League Baseball, when you complain about officiating, let me ask you this. When you were watching that football, baseball, or basketball game, did they miss any shots? Did they drop any balls? Or did they throw any errant passes? Football, basketball, or baseball? The answer would be, yes, they did. Did they miss any free throws? Yes, they did. Did they miss any blocks? Yes, they did. That's why I'm asking you that. Did the coach make a mistake? Yes, they did. Now, if it's okay for the coach to make a mistake, if it's okay for the players to make a mistake, why the hell is it so egregious for the ref to make a mistake? He's a human being. He's a part of the game, too. Stop looking at the damn game in super slow motion, zoom in HD, and say, see, it was clear. Yeah, it was clear to you in super slow motion, zoom in HD, that he stepped out of bounds. Now, if you can look at this situation, and you can say, okay, I would have saw that in full speed 20 yards away, then yes, I'm done. I say, okay, Miami Hurricanes fans will say the chicken came home to roost with Ohio State. Yeah, they would. Yes, they would. Yeah, shout out to my man RC. He making reference to the Maurice Claret championship game. Big up to RC. It's always good to have the brother RC in there. Yes, it happens. It happens, people. It freaking happens. If you were looking for perfection, sports is not what you need to be looking at. My second statement in regards to that, if you are trying to be perfect, I'm gonna need you to hold your position